Hello there. Welcome to the Poetry Studio. My name is Joseph. It is 7 a.m. EST here in Winchester, Virginia. Beautiful little town nestled in the Shenandoah Valley. And here in front of me I have a wedge. This is a thing, isn't it? It's a typewriter, apparently. I mean, it must be. This show has typewriters. I wouldn't bring out a computer. That would be horrible. So it is new Typewriter Thursday, where I will be, every Thursday, I will be highlighting a new machine in my collection that I can use to create poetry on. This one is a little different, a little special, and a little out of my wheelhouse, to be perfectly frank on that. Every one of the machines that I own can be used to create poetry. But this machine is an electric typewriter, is officially the way to designate it. So there are some machines which are word processors. At a certain point, the electronics in these machines start getting predictive technology, like they can make sure that your words are spelled correctly, things like that. That's not a typewriter, it's a word processor, it uses a computer. But this does not have any of those functions. It has some automatic margin functions, but those functions were also present in other typewriters at the time. It uses a daisy wheel, and what that means is it has a little wheel that spins, it has all the characters on it, and then it punches whenever the daisy wheel hits where it wants to go. It's kind of like a little bit of a descendant of the index typewriter, and this machine was given to me. And the reason why it has been brought out to do some work today is because I have to write a poem on it for a client, particularly the woman that gave it to me. So I don't like collecting these machines, but one of the things that makes this machine special is this here. I might be able to show you guys. Let's see if I can show you guys. I bring this back and I go to my typewriter camera, move this over just a little bit. There we go. Do you see it? Right there. So there's a little office supply ink tag, but look at the name of the city on that office supply. Right there under Loudon Street. That's Winchester, Virginia. Absolutely Winchester, Virginia. So the fact is this machine was sold by a supplier in Winchester, Virginia, my own hometown. And so that is the other thing that I collect when it comes to these machines, is I like collecting hometown machines. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on and we're going to write some poetry here. If anybody is in the chat has any questions or ideas, I'm actually going to pull this sheet out because we're not going to write with that. We're going to write with a nicer paper. Please let me know. I will be, obviously glad to be able to add more poetry to my list this morning. Today I'll be working on 2 poems. I'll be working on writing a poem for the lady that gave me this typewriter and an edit of and finalizing probably either one of my edits for the wedding or one of the weddings or the ice cream shop poem that we all had so much fun with last time. So you'll get to see how this typewriter works. Go to there. So unlike the other typewriters where the carriage moves, this one has the characters move. A lot of typewriters do this. It's not an uncommon thing to have happen. All right, well, let me bring back some of our music. Wait for the music to go to the next song. So this Akira the Don song is called 50s America, which is actually very fitting for this lady who's I'm writing this for, because when she described to me kind of how her feelings were and what her experience was like and what she wanted a poem about, sometimes people aren't very specific, but she wanted something. I got this typewriter recently after Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed, and she wanted something about the you know, the progress that she made as a woman, as a business owner. She was a business owner in mid-century America as a woman, and she experienced a lot of adversity in that, and so she wanted me to talk about that. Now, one thing I absolutely loathe about these machines is that I don't get to feel the machine as I'm using it. It's very much that it just kind of does its thing. That's why I really usually don't like collecting electrics. Let's see if that helps with seeing the palm. There we go. More visual. Typo. Early enough on it, I'm going to redo it. We had a real good crowd here yesterday, and I was very thankful for everybody that tuned in. Oh. And that's the other thing, too, is typos are much easier on this machine, because it's not like, I guess there's a typewriter equivalent of the check swing, and where if I start typing a letter and I stop myself, I could avoid making it into a mistake. Here, all the letters are the same color, all the letters are going to be like that. Oh, look at that! We have Spam in the chat. Say hi, Spam! PH Washington 1149. If you are interested in a poem, let me know. Big follows. I could write a poem about big follows. So you kind of get to hear, and see, I just tried to push the carriage back on my own, and it wouldn't let me. There's no pushing in the carriage. Actually, not a bad view with the camera. Oh. Very hard to get a camera angle because of this, how big the typewriter is. Oh. Yeah, right there, that was a stupid typo. Frankly, I don't like this machine, but I like collecting it. Oh, geez. Right at the end, too. That's all right. I'll leave it. Hey, Steve, Disco. Disco. Got your name right. All right. I have, for new Typewriter Thursday, I have an electric typewriter. This is, I don't even know the year. This thing is just it's a little beast. I don't usually collect wedges, and I don't like wedges. That's what this one is. The slang for this machine is a wedge, but it is a special one that was sold locally. So as a collector's piece, it's one that I like. And the reason why it's here today is because I had to write a poem on it, because that was the payment for this machine was a poem. The lady that was giving it away was very nice, very kind and generous to give it to me. I really like the fact that I have this part of my local history, but she needed a poem to be able to make the purchase complete. And when I picked up the machine from her, she was really moved by the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She used to be a business owner on the Walking Mall, where I now type. And so she kind of grew up during a time where that was not really, that was frowned upon. And so I wrote her a poem about that. Seeing it all. Those kids consuming ice cream cones through the palm of their hands don't remember every piercing stare from their thrones on high. Maybe it was too bloodless, too clean for history to properly honor the feminine rise, releasing ourselves from ribs like prison bars, wringing the Constitution out over and over again, until, like that sweet savor, the taste of victory was in, still needs to find in every hidden hole of the law, every unclean typo remaining on the purity of our equality. Seeing it all. So that was for her, and that poem will be mailed to her, and that is I finally wrote that poem with this machine. It even like, it's like on an angle. I just can't with this machine. I don't like this machine. But she will get a poem written on it. Gerda. I feel like it could have had more lines, but it didn't. Now, let's see here. I think that I'm going to take a second stab at another wedding poem I have. Just kind of write it out as I kind of flesh out the metaphors in it. Thinking this will be a shorter than usual show. And just kind of working through that. If you have any requests for poetry, Steve, or have any questions, let me know. Thank you again so much for tuning in. It does mean a lot. All right. I think this was the second one. Got it. I'm going to switch back to our typewriter camera. I'm going to bring back our music. Yeah, take your time, Disco. It's it definitely that's the funny thing about it is I really don't know what to do when people kind of get and people get caught in choice inflation. How many typewriters do you have? Probably over 30. I haven't done an inventory recently. Functioning typewriters is a different question. I probably have about 8 or 9 of those, but all the other typewriters are in some state of needing repair. Yeah, and I live in a 1,200 square foot apartment with my wife, so she is extremely happy about that. I only have 10 fingers. But it's kind of like what I've heard, the metaphor that I've used with other people is it's kind of like collecting guitars. That people that collect guitars, each guitar has its own little feel. Each guitar has its own styling to it, its purpose. And so, but the great thing about that is having over 30 machines that for Thursdays from here on out, I'll be able to, at least for the next half a year, I'll be able to profile new machines. And eventually, I might even start renting them out, was a thing that I've been talking about doing business-wise. There's a lot of different opportunities for that army of clinking, clanking, collisionous junk to be able to serve a greater need and a greater purpose. Jeez, this is just not lining up correctly. Here we go. This'll help. Nope, it didn't help either. All right, that's fine. That's just gonna work. All right. I really miss my other machine. If I had a dime for every time I hit that damn caps lock. Exactly. Disco says, dude, I'm the same. And he even included his own little typo for effect in his chat. Oh, goodness. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to real quickly just start retyping it because I want to actually send them their rough draft today. Yeah. An unintentionally intentional typo. For dramatic effect. All right, I really want to be able to show this couple this poem today. So I need my Smith Corona Ultrasonic II dual pitch to behave. The cat sat on the mat. That's like a poem right there, where you just throw the letter E in front of random words and just make it into a rhythmic thing. I had a little girl ask me for a poem about cadence, and I feel like the cadence of the cat sat on the mat. Yeah, keyboards can be weird. Especially the more modern keyboards. See, like with the typewriter, when you feel the keys, like on a traditional manual typewriter, there's a lot of resistance, which is, for me, I like it because it means it's harder to kind of screw up because you're more ready to, there's a lot more opportunity to stop. Here, if I just gently lean on a key, it's going to start blasting out letters. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like that. Like I meant to hit the space bar. And on the typewriter, I can do kind of bold-face typing over my mistakes, but I can't do that here. Hydration! I need to hydrate. Thank you for reminding me, Cisco. I see my camera's gotten a little out of whack, so you can't really see what I'm typing. But this typewriter is not a good typewriter for streaming anyway. If you're tuning in, I am using a massive Smith Corona Ultrasonic II dual pitch electric typewriter in our new Typewriter Thursday. This thing is a monster. It is electric, uses daisywheel, and it was bought in my hometown. You can see here that what happens is it's the characters that move as opposed to the carriage. It's a little bit of a different beast. I don't like it in terms of how it works, but I like it as a collector's piece, which is very important. I like it as a collector's piece. And I've already written a poem for the old owner. That was the method of payment that they requested, is they requested I write them a poem on the machine. Oh, not again. Top of the morning, Wind City Chess. I am currently attempting to navigate this beast of a machine that is for new Typewriter Thursdays. This is, I don't even have the year on this thing, but it's probably early 90s, late 80s, Smith Corona Ultrasonic II dual pitch. And you're right, Cherry Hazelnuts, I agree. This machine does have an oddly satisfying little click sound. It's the daisy wheel mechanism, so it has a wheel that spins, has all the characters on it, and then it punches when it gets the right character. And that's how it creates letters, except it's doing it really fast. Well, if you like that sound, I will keep doing it. Astrolab of anticipation. I feel like that for the Akira the Don fans that are here, we need to get some sort of typewriter sound either sampled into one of his future songs or into his DJ board. I feel like a typewriter bell and a DJ board would be. Wow, look at that! I think Cherry Hazelnuts and I literally just mind melded because I saw that chat come in right as I started talking. Before I even saw you write it. That's crazy. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Now this is this I would prefer my more thwacky typewriter sound, honestly. But this is definitely also a cool sound. But yes, I think that the old Office sounds would work really well in a song where it's kind of like maybe with the professor. I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, definitely. That's crazy. All right, we're in the home stretch here. There we go, the Get After It theme. You're right, because if the sound of a machine working is very Get After It. All right, and it's finished, and I'm pretty happy with it. Thank you all for sticking around as I finish the second poem. We didn't do a reading of Spencer Grove's poem this morning. Dang it. I messed that up. And I just said that out loud on the stream. But I need to remember to do poetry reading every morning. But we will read his poem tomorrow. The vanilla poem. So let me lower our music. This poem is for a couple that's getting married. Themes of traveling. Themes of their daughter, who's named Estella May. And themes of yoga. Kind of those three coming together. Sailing strong through the years a dozen, braving such weather tossing us with challenge and celebration from coast to continent, taking the world by storm as a bright burning star pierces the clouds, shooting across and shining for us our path, her astrolabe of anticipation rushing into our world, giving us new vision. Each new shore we see, each wave-crested back road helps us find the lost parts of the soul. And at each stop, taking the meditative family positions in front of the camera. Beach recline, rebellious child, all unlocking the sinews to a deeper understanding of time and travel. Miles are worth millions. Everything is possible. Our star guiding, soon bursting into the supernova world traveler she was born to be, and we, together as family, will take this port of pause to give devotion to the emotion and seafaring notion that we will captain this ship together. And that's the poem. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Thank you for our great community in the chat with Disco and his hydration, as well as his own typos as we lament together the world of typos. For Cherry Hazelnuts and our mind meld, as we were brainstorming ways in which we can bring together typewriter sounds and DJing and all that cool stuff. And I think David is in here as well. This was awesome. This was really great to be here today. What maybe I should start doing is I should start. I don't know if it's possible to continue these streams on after the hour, but maybe I could start rating Akira if enough things come up for me to do. But for now, I am going to probably close this out. I fixed my closing screen because I haven't had a closing screen for like 20 streams. Isn't that crazy? Thank you all again so much for being here. And remember, if you have anything or you want to request a personalized poem, want to get anything on paper, mails, whatever, I'm going to drop my email. You'll see my email on the flash screen at the end, as well as if you want to follow me on Instagram. Thank you again all so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, it'll just be more cleaning up some of my commissions and probably typing final poems that I need to get done. Mind meld is the word of the day for Wind City Chess. So, and tomorrow we will be reading Spencer Grove's poem, and I will not forget. All right, thank you all so much.